Hey everyone, welcome to Gentle Yoga. Today we are going to need a chair, two blocks, and a ball. If you don't have two blocks, it's okay. A stack of books and like a pillow would be fine. And if you don't have a ball, you could use like a stainless steel travel mug. So let's begin on our backs in reclined cobbler's pose. Here is a place you might want to use your blocks or whatever is going to function as a block, so you can have them close by. Bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees fall open, and just take a moment, see if this feels good, if it feels healthy to you right now. If you need a more gentle reclined cobbler's pose, that's where you'd use blocks or pillows to just help support underneath the knees. Lengthen your tailbone towards the heels. And you can let your arms rest anywhere that feels nice for you alongside the body. I find that it's a really nice stretch in my trunk if I bring my arms back behind me, kind of like create a halo around my head. So if that feels good for you, if it feels supported, if it helps you breathe, do that. And then close your eyes, tune into your breath. Take two nice, big, slow, deep breaths. And I'd like you to feel into where does the center of your being rest, right? So into the essence of you. If it rested somewhere in your body, where would that be? Maybe the heart, maybe the belly. Where is it? There's no right answer. Just feeling into the gravity of you, the earth of you. And just imagine that this essence of who you are, the center of your being, imagine it to be a vast ocean, expansive in all directions and very deep. And on the top of the ocean, there's waves, just little waves. I invite you to just imagine that these waves, as they arise out of the ocean and then fall back into the ocean, they're just like thoughts that arise in your mind or sensations that arise in your mind. They arise and then they fall back, arising in the body, arising in the heart, and then joining back into the ocean. And as we move through our practice today, if you find that your mind starts to wander, or you get carried away with a to-do list, just imagine that is just waves on the ocean coming back to rest in your being, rest in your isness, this vast ocean, wherever you feel like it resides in your body. And then we'll draw our arms down alongside the body if they're not already, and help draw your right knee towards your right shoulder. So you can grab a hold of the back of the right thigh or the shin. Taking some soft belly breaths, just opening up the inner and back of the thigh. And then returning it to the floor. Let's do the other side. Drawing left knee towards left shoulder. Soft, big, deep belly breaths. And then release. Then once again, draw first side, right knee towards right shoulder. And you'll either stay here or options. Maybe you grab the outside of the right foot. So you're like in a half floating cobbler's pose. If it would feel nice for you, maybe you want to do half happy baby here. So my intention with this practice is just to help you relax, kind of an all over body stretch, feel good. Uh, and be ready for the rest of your day or evening. Go ahead and release. We'll do second side. So left knee towards left shoulder. Maybe we do that half floating cobbler's pose. Or maybe that half happy baby is really where it's at for you right now. And then gently releasing the feet. You can move your blocks if you use them. Draw the knees together. Slowly roll to one side and come on up to a comfortable seat. Let's do Sukhasana, right shin in front. Slightly flex the right foot so the toes are peeling back towards the knee. And then we're just going to walk our hands forward. Let your head go. We're perhaps feeling some more sensation in the back of the right thigh, in the outer right thigh, maybe in the hip. This is a nice way to release the low back as well. Imagine you could just send your breath into that low back, big breath into the low back and out through the mouth. On your next inhale, come on up for a moment, take a quarter turn to your left, and then walk the hands to the left. So anchor down through that right hip. Your heart's kind of reaching towards the left knee. And then here, just kind of tracking sensation, what would feel nice. We want to try to find a nice, healthy stretch in that outer right waist. And to do that, we'll walk the left hand a little bit closer towards the body. And then on an inhale, reach the right arm across the body to the left. And you might start to feel that sensation. Exhale. And then on the inhale, lift right shoulder towards the ceiling, rotating the heart to the right towards the ceiling as well, just turning it into a nice little side bend, right? And maybe this doesn't feel as pleasurable as just reaching across the body. Let this be kind of follow the sensation. It's all about sensation. Good, and then come on up. We're going to take a twist to the left with a vertical spine. So right hand comes to the outside of the left thigh and head turning to the left. I like to put the back of my hand, pressing it into that left outer thigh to help draw the shoulder blade down away from the ears. Keep the twist, lifting your heart vertically, and then turn your head to the right, and then turn your head to the left. Once again to the right. It doesn't have to be a big movement. If you're feeling really constricted in the neck, maybe you just go easy on yourself. Back to the left. On your next inhale, untwist. And then kick your legs out in front of you. Bring the hands back behind you a few steps. Turn your fingertips out. Inhale, lift your heart as you draw the shoulder blades together and down the back. And then let's point and flex the feet. Point and flex. So you're like in a back bend and giving the ankles a little bit of love. Maybe lifting the gaze. And then maybe you'd like to keep the feet pointed. That feels really nice. You need to stretch across the top of the feet. Maybe you keep the feet flexed. So pick a position to hold for a breath or two. And then let's do left shin in front of right. So Sukhasana, second side. Walk the hands forward, just folding, and keep that left foot a little bit flexed. Let your belly go soft. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale, come on up. Quarter turn to the right, and then walk the hands to the right so that the heart now is tracking over the right knee, or that direction rather. Soften the tongue, soften the jaw. And now moving into our reach and sides stretch. So walk the right hand a little closer towards the body. On an inhale, just reach the left arm across the body so that maybe the arm's just parallel to the floor. You might stay here. Maybe you inhale, lifting the left arm, left shoulder over right shoulder. And you might even want to kind of like do a little bit of movement back and forth. Take one more breath. And then come on up. With a vertical spine, let's take a twist to the right. Right hand a little bit behind you to the floor. Back of the left hand to the outside of the left knee. And on an inhale, work on lifting your heart vertically away from your navel. On the exhale, maybe turning your head a little bit more to the right. Now keep the twist and just turn the head to the left. Turn the head to the right. Open-hearted, left. And to the right. Soft jaw. Inhale, untwist the body. And exhale, settle into the Sukhasana. Just feel your breath, feel your rear on the floor. Good. Once again, kick the legs out in front of you. Walk the hands back behind you. Lift the chest, flatten out the shoulder blades underneath you, drawing the shoulders down, and then point and flex the feet. Long neck on all sides, so you're welcome to look up if that feels good. Just keep the back of the neck long. And on an exhale, go ahead, walk the hands back towards the body. Let's slowly come on up to a standing position. Have your block or your stack of books close by, bring them to the mat, and then also have your ball or whatever's going to function as your ball if you don't have a ball. So let's just get a little bit deeper into the calf muscle. So I'd like you to bring your left toes up onto your stack of books or block. You'll notice my heels on the floor. And just taking a few breaths here. So as we're inviting the stretch into the left calf, notice what's going on in the rest of the body. What is the rhythm and pace of the breath? And to deepen the sensation, you could bend your knee, maybe lean a little bit forward. Please grab a hold of a wall or something if you need to steady yourself. Good, and then left foot next to right on the floor. And just take a moment, notice any difference between left and right. And let's do the second side. So right foot, toes up, heel down. This side will likely feel different, maybe looser or tighter. Find that healthy feeling stretch. Please have your kneecap tracking the same direction as the center of your foot. And then maybe bending the knee a little bit to go deeper if you need. What's going on in your jaw? What's going on in your forehead? Good, and then release. Okay, so standing once again, mountain pose, just for a moment. Notice left and right, right and left. Okay. And now I encourage you to come close to a wall, maybe grab the back of your chair. We're going to roll out the feet, and so that way you can feel steady. Okay, so let's start with the left foot. Take your ball, whatever you're going to use as your ball, and bring it to the arch of the left foot. And start on the inside of the arch. You could do just a little bit of rolling. And then moving towards the outer foot, just still in the arch area. Rolling little rolls. And then little circles around the arch of the foot. Little circles. And now planting the foot just over the center, the ball will be just underneath the center of the arch, kind of. Let me see if you can see that. Yeah, okay, there, so it's right here. And then I'd like you to find a place to really apply a lot of pressure, okay? So we all have different levels of tolerance, of sensitivity in our feet, and find what's breathable for you, but I encourage you to really go for it, get in there. We wanna stretch the fascia of the feet. So the fascia is, it's like the encasement of the muscles, and the fascia of the feet is connected to all the fascia of the body. So we're really helping our entire body as we're keeping our feet loose. But it also helps our feet be more springy when we walk, and so it can absorb more shock as we walk if your foot is looser. And we want that because then your knees aren't absorbing shock, and your hips and your spine. And now really press on hard, a little harder. Let's take about 3 breaths, and something that's like, ooh, is it tolerable? Not sure. 3 breaths. Very strong sensation. Good, and then release. Let's do the second side. So starting, we'll just kind of ease into it. Do little tiny rolls on that inner arch of the foot, little rolls. And then moving towards the outer arch of the foot, the outer edge rather. And then moving back towards kind of just the center of the foot. And maybe you find that there's like a real sore spot. I encourage you to hang out in that sore spot, right? And just go easy, make it breathable, but apply pressure. We're doing just in the arch, really pressing down in the arch of the foot. And so we're technically working with the plantar fascia, and it's if the bones of the feet are like this, here's your heel, here's your toes. The plantar fascia is like this little kind of cord, this sheet of muscles that kind of helps keep the foot a little bit like a plunger, kind of. It makes me think of like a little plunger. And so then when you're like walking around, the little plunger absorbs that shock, right? And so if it's really tight, it can absorb that shock. So a little bit further. Now I'd like you to really go for it. Get in there, press it for 3 breaths. Go to like the edge of what feels comfortable, right? Maybe a little bit, or the edge. Slow, soft belly breaths. Good, and then release. Okay, we are done with the ball for now. Let's get into the chair. So I'd like you to have your chair at least 2 feet of the chair on the mat, maybe a little bit more. And let's come into chair dog. So you can have your hands on the back of the chair as you walk your feet back, feet under hips. You could also, for a little bit deeper, you could walk your hands to the seat. So name of the game here is that the heels are under the hips, the feet are about hips width distance apart, and you want to be in a position where you're lengthening your spine, spreading the fingers wide. So I'm going into a deeper version. This feels nice for me this morning. And once you find your position with a nice open heart, broad chest, you can start to alternately bending the knees. And as you bend the knees, start to wag your tail. Imagine you have a little tail, you're wagging it. Swing hips side to side. Keep the breath coming. And then moving into stillness. We'll take about 3 or 4 breaths here. Broad chest, press those hands into whatever they're touching. Fingers spread wide. Head still lifted. And for the last 2 breaths, I'd like you to take a round of breath with your head turned to the left. So you're looking at your left inner bicep. And then turn your head to the right. Keep pulling the ribs in, tummy in. Good. Head back through center. Slowly walk forward. And we're going to have a seat on our chair. Have your block nearby or stack of books. Okay. Yeah, have the block just off to the side. Come away from the back of the chair. You're going to sit really tall. Bring your hands to your tummy and exhale. Draw your tummy in. Feel your tummy pulling in. Lift your heart a little bit more vertically. And on a inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides and up. On an exhale, swing your arms forward and down. Let's do that again. Inhale, out and up, tummy in, chest lifted. Exhale, down. And now we're going to add some legs to this. So on an inhale, as you sweep up, out and up, draw your right knee up towards your chest, any amount. Exhale, arms come forward and down. Return your right foot to the floor. Second side, inhale, left knee lifts. Reach your arms out and up. Exhale, arms forward and down. Again, inhale, right knee up. Chest lifted. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, left knee lifts. Foot's off the floor. Exhale, return to the mat. Now let's go backwards and see if I can do this. So inhale, reach forward and up. Right knee up. Exhale, out to the sides and down, right foot to the floor. Yes. Okay. Inhale, left knee up, forward and up with the arms. Exhale, arms out to the sides and down. Let's do that one more time on either side. Inhale, sweep the arms forward as you come up, right knee up. Exhale, out to the sides and down. Last one. Left up. Exhale, down. Rest your hands to your lap. Roll your shoulders, both directions. Good. Let's grab our block and we're going to bring it about right in front of the chair. You can move it once we get into this pose, but I would have it on its lowest setting just for starts. And then, of course, please adjust the block as is needed. Pivot to your left and bring your right knee to your block. And so lovely thing about this is if the knee is needing some TLC, you can't put too much weight on it, no problem. Just lean a little bit more on the chair, okay? But we are just gonna anchor the knee a little bit on something so we can
then from this anchored point, make a stretch out of it. So you lower your anchor, your right knee, and then to deepen the stretch, make sure your tummy's in. You might need to walk the knee back behind you a little bit more, right? Push your block back behind you. Lengthen your tail towards the floor. So please don't overarch in your, or like create a real sway back. We don't want to do that. Mhm. And then you might just hang out here. Other things you could do, maybe you want to bring your arms overhead. Maybe you want to lean forward. You could lean off to the side. So um, exploring sensation for the next 3 breaths or so. How can you get the most healthiest stretch in the front of the right thigh, in the front of the right hip? What movements could you do from this anchor point? So you're anchoring down through the right knee gently, and then reaching the top of your body, the upper body, away from that point. Couple more breaths. Good. And let's come back through center. And second side. Pivot to your right. Left knee anchors down onto something. And then once you come up, keep your hips and shoulders square for just starts. And then see, maybe does that knee want to walk back a little bit further? Lengthen the tailbone, pull the ribs back for a moment. Just feel where do you notice this? And where is longing for a stretch on this left side? How can you find that stretch for yourself? So please organize your upper body in a way that will help you explore the front of the left hip, the front of the left thigh. You got about 3 more breaths here, exploring the left side. Good, 1 more breath. And then come back through center. Move the block off to the side. Extend your right leg forward. Give you a side view. Right leg extends forward. My right leg, for the most part, is straight, but the knee is not locked. So we don't want to put extra pressure on the knee. The left foot's on the floor to help support this. I don't want to fall out of the chair. And you're going to inhale, reach your arms up, straight up overhead. And then exhale, keeping your low back long. Hinge from your hip crease forward till you start to feel sensation in the right leg. We're getting a stretch. The right foot is flexed, right? So the right toes, check them out. Are they peeled back? Peel them back. 1 more breath here. Exhale completely. Inhale, come on back up. And switch sides. Right foot to the mat. Extend left leg. Peel the toes back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward any amount. Pressing that left heel. Please don't lock your left knee. We want to keep it in a micro bend. Let's take about a breath more here, hinging from the hips. We're opening the chest, big reach of the arms. And then inhale, come on back up. Left foot next to right. Take a moment, feel the breath. And now let's do a little bit of cat-cow. Bring the hands out in front of you. You got like stop hands signs. Imagine that you're pressing your hands into the floor. Elbows are going to bend, and inhale, draw your shoulder blades together behind you, hug the elbows in. Exhale, round the back, straighten your arms out in front of you, lower the head. So we're stretching the place between the shoulder blades. And then on an inhale, draw elbows in, broaden the chest. Exhale, round the back. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, moving into a spinal extension or a back bend. Broad chest. Exhale, rounding the back, hollowing out the heart, lowering the head. Last round. Inhale, back bend. Elbows moving back, hugging in. And then exhale, release hands to the thighs. Walk your feet forward a little bit until they're maybe just the heels are just behind the knees. You're on the edge of your chair. We're going to practice a little sit to stand. So press the weight of your body into your feet. Feel the legs fire up. Feel the glutes work. And then lean back. Let's do that twice more. Watch that the thighs don't spread as you lean forward. We want to keep the thighs parallel. Leaning back. So we're going to really fire up the legs. Leaning forward. And then from here, try no handsies. Standing up. Mountain pose. Couple breaths. Good, and then from here, let's do a little half sun salutation. So inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, I'd like you to bring your hands to the backs of your thighs for this half sun salutation, and then fold forward. Slide the hands down the backs of the thighs towards the heels. Let the knees bend a little bit if the back's feeling in pain. And then on an inhale, broaden your chest. Lengthen your heart forward, come up halfway. Hands can come to the back of the knees. Exhale, slide the hands down towards the heels, fold forward. On the inhale, with an open chest, come all the way up. Knees will be slightly bent, come all the way up, and then reach the arms up overhead. Let's do that again. Exhale, hands come to the backs of the thighs, knees slightly bent. Fold forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Coming halfway up with an open heart, hands to the backs of the knees. Exhale, slide those hands down, back towards the heels, let the head go. On an inhale, sliding hands all the way up, and then reach up overhead. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Take a breath. One more time, we're going to inhale, reach the arms up, and then exhale, forward fold. Now, please feel free, we'll be here for a couple breaths in this forward fold. You can grab a block, place it underneath your fingertips if the floor feels kind of far away. Let your head go though. Look between the knees. And of course, the chair is always there too. If being in a forward fold and hands on blocks is still too far away, right? You could just kind of lean the elbows onto the chair. Soften the gaze and just check, has your neck released the head? So the weight of the head just hanging. And notice where the weight of your body is on your feet and just shift it around, like shifting it towards the heels. What's that like? Shifting it towards the toes. What's that like? Good, and now keep those knees bent or bend them a little bit more. And let's roll up one vertebrae at a time. Take your time. Head's the last thing to come up. And then let's come over to the back of the chair. Holding onto the back of the chair, coming to stand. Take a moment and just feel all the corners of your feet pressing into the floor, toes pointing forward. Draw your low belly in, lift your heart. So feel your core muscles really support the low back and help lengthen the spine, creating more space between the vertebrae. Shift your weight onto your left foot and slowly slide the right foot back behind you. So you start to feel the back of the right leg firm up, right glute firm up. Watch that you're not locking the standing knee. You're welcome to stay here or for a little bit more. Inhale, lift your left arm overhead. So right leg back, left arm up. And how long can you get here? Spine vertical. One more breath. Exhale, return to mountain pose. Inhale here. Exhale, draw your abdominal wall in. And weight to the right foot. Left leg back behind you, directly back till you're feeling the left glute work. Keep the circumference of your waist hugging your organs in. Maybe reach your right arm up overhead. So this is just a variation of locust pose. Instead of being on the floor face down, we're reaching up, we're vertical, and we're moving the legs back in space. Soft tongue, soft jaw. Don't lock that standing leg. Good, and then return back to mountain pose. Exhale completely. Step back, let's take a chair dog. So walk the feet back. About 3 breaths in chair dog. You're welcome to have a still chair dog, or maybe you'd like to pedal the feet, swing the hips. What feels nice right now for you? Good, and then walking forward, let's come have a seat on our chair. Have your block nearby. Sitting on the edge of the chair, place the block on its lowest setting in front of you. And let's pivot to the left, coming back into lunge one more time. So the knee, right knee is gonna anchor down into that block. And here now, a little bit more structure. So I'd like you to keep your spine as vertical as your body allows at this moment. Keep the tummy in, lift your heart, lengthen your tailbone towards the floor, feel the stretch. Bring your left hand to the back of the chair, and on an inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky. Keep all the length in the spine, the broadness of the chest, and as you exhale, bring right hand to the back of the chair as well. We're going to turn into a twist. Again, keeping the spine as vertical as your body will allow right now. Lengthen the tailbone. Both hands are on the back of the chair. Maybe even rotating the head to the left. Let's take about one more round of breath here. Tummy in. Good, come on back through center. Let's do the second side. Left knee comes to your block. And have that knee basically directly underneath the hip right now. It's gonna help you out as you're moving into this twist. Abdominal wall in. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Vertical spine. Feel the breath. Strong left leg. And then moving into the twist. Hands, I like to bring my hands to the corners of the back of the chair. And check in what feels helpful for you in this twist. Please keep lengthening the back of your pelvis towards the floor. As you inhale and lengthen the heart away from the belly button. And maybe with an exhale, you turn your head a little more to the right. So let this feel good, feel healthy, and breathable. One more round of breath here. Good, and come on back through center. Okay, so Extend your right leg, right heel to the floor, left foot, left knee is bent. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. So this is kind of like where our body is almost in a downward dog position. It actually is in a downward dog position, all except for this left leg that's helping us not fall on the floor, right? And keep lifting the heart, extending the spine. We're inviting a stretch into the back of the right leg by peeling the toes towards the knee. One more breath. And then let's do second side. Come on up. Left leg extends, peel the toes back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge from your hips forward. This variation of downward dog. Please don't lock our extended leg knee. We want to not put too much pressure in that left knee. So a little micro bend there. Let's take about 2 more lengthening breaths here, lengthening the back of the pelvis away from the shoulders. And then release, exhale, have a seat, take a moment, feel the breath. Little cat-cow, just round the back here, lower the head. Inhale, broaden the chest. You can keep your hands on the thighs for this one. Just a real quickie here, rounding the back on the exhale. Inhale, broadening the chest. And then come back through center. You're going to step your left foot out to the left, right foot in front of you. So now you're kind of straddling the left corner of the chair here. Coming into a variation of warrior two. So extend the arms left and right. You'll notice my left arm is hovering over my left thigh, and I'm trying to square my shoulders and kind of squaring my hips too to the front of the chair. Now I'd like you to take, cross your arms in front of you. I want you to have your right arm over your left and then hold on to the shoulders or just rest the hands there. Hollow out your heart, squeeze your elbows together, and then maybe even reach the elbows forward a little bit as you lower your head. We're just stretching out the space between the shoulder blades. And then on the next inhale, extend your arms back to that warrior two position, broad chest. Side angle pose, left forearm just taps down to that left thigh. Swing your right bicep over the right ear. Maybe even leaning the head back, the heart back a little bit if that feels nice. Inhale, reach a little bit further. And then exhale, slowly turn your head to look at your left foot as you swing your right arm out to the right. Head turns to look at the foot, right arm sweeps out to the right. And then from here, your right palm, I'd like you to rotate your right palm to face the floor. And now from your upper arm, I want you to rotate your palm to face the wall behind you. And then you're going to bring the back of your right hand to your low back. You could even grab a hold of your waistband and have this action help relax that right shoulder away from the right ear. You're still looking at your left foot. We're trying to get a nice deep stretch in the left side of the neck. And from here, add a little movement. You could nod your head yes very slowly, still looking to the left. Maybe you like to pause, broadening your chest, moving your shoulders back, and looking at your left armpit. Let's take about one more breath. And then come on back through center. Second side, step your right foot out to the right. Let's take a moment in this warrior two position, broad chest. You could look over at the right middle finger. Establish the pose. And then cross your left arm over your right. Squeeze the elbows together, hollow your heart, part your shoulder blades, and lower your head. Keep pressing your feet into the floor so the legs are active. Breathe into the space behind your heart. And then extending the arms out to the sides. Once again, this warrior two variation. Side angle pose. Bring your right forearm to just rest down on that right thigh. Left bicep over ear, right? So we're not bruising the right thigh here. Keep both butt cheeks on the seat of the chair. And maybe leaning your head and your heart back if that feels good. Take one more inhale, lengthen the left side, lengthen, lengthen. And then as you exhale, turn your head to look at your right foot. Arm sweeps out away from the body. Okay, now rotate your palm to face the floor. Now rotate that left palm to face the wall behind you. So it's going to cause the shoulder to come forward a little bit. That's totally cool. Bring the back of your left hand to your low back and then move your shoulders back very gently to open your chest. Feel the stretch in the left side of the neck. Each inhale, lifting your heart a little further on diagonal away from your navel. And then maybe we do a little movement here. Maybe you like the stillness. So find the way to stretch the left side of your neck most effectively, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, right? And adjusting the pose so that you can relax the shoulders away from the ears. If that doesn't feel accessible, you gotta just adjust. Last breath. And then come on up through center. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, just in a regular seat. Exhale, fold forward. Make sure your heels are underneath your knees or maybe a little bit forward so you don't fall out of the chair. Let your head go. Feel your breath. And now from here, you might need to rest your fingertips on a block. I'll model that. Maybe your fingertips can come to the floor, but part your feet, take your feet wide, and we're gonna come into like a squat. So on the chair, hands are on the floor or a block, and toes are slightly turned out. And from here, you can just kind of sway your trunk a little side to side. Just notice what sensations occur as you do this. Let your head go. So opening up the inner thigh a little bit here as well as the back of the thigh. And then we'll very slowly come on up. And let's bring the right ankle on top of the left thigh for pigeon pose in the chair. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward and knee mount. Now you're welcome to stay here, just folding over the legs if that feels nice. Options here. We can kind of get a little interesting side stretch in the right side by bringing the left hand to the left edge of the seat. Stay anchored through your standing foot, your left foot, but reach your right arm across to the left a little bit. Just notice the sensation, getting a little bit maybe into the QLs. Good, and then bring the hand back through center to resting on the legs, and then come on back up. Let's do the second side. Left ankle on left thigh, left foot's flexed, fold forward. Feel your breath. Now, maybe we stay here. Maybe we inquire about that left side stretch. So right hand comes to the seat of the chair. Inhale, left arm reaches across the body. And then maybe exploring here, you could even rotate your heart a little to the left. Keep the left foot flexed. Last breath. And then releasing, coming back through center. Come on up. Let's make our way onto the floor. So you can move your chair off to the side. We're done with that. Come on to have a seat. And we'll do a variation of Ardha Matsyendrasana. So extend your left leg and either bring your right foot to the inside of the left leg or the outside. And lift your heart. If you're finding you're excessively rounding, please sit up on something, maybe a blanket or something, or maybe just move the right foot a little closer towards the top of the mat. As you're ready, exhale, right hand back behind you, and then hugging the outside of the right thigh, right knee rather. Looking over right shoulder. Stay vertical in the spine. Two more breaths. And then slowly untwisting. Let's do the second side. Extend the right leg, left foot on inside or outside of your extended leg. Position yourself so you can sit tall. Exhale. Inhale, get taller. And then exhale, move into your twist. Head turning to the left. Last breath. And then coming back through center. Let's come onto our backs. Knees bent, feet on the mat. Bring your arms alongside the body. Exhale, press your low back into the mat. Draw your tummy in. On an inhale, roll up the spine, one vertebrae at a time, come into bridge. You're welcome to grab a hold of the edges of your mat and walk the hands down to help kind of draw the shoulders away from the ears, draw the shoulder blades onto the back. Some of you might enjoy interlacing the fingers underneath you. Let's take a few breaths here in this bridge pose. Feel the legs work. And watch that those thighs don't swing away from each other. You want to keep the thighs parallel. And if that means that you can't get up as high, that's totally fine. We're here for sensation, for strength, rather than, looking like a certain something. So let this practice be about sensation and breath. Last breath. And then exhaling, rolling down the spine. Bring the arms back behind you. And options here, if you can't bring the arms straight back, that's fine. You can just bring them out left and right. If you can bring them straight back, try holding on to either elbow behind your head and just take a moment to kind of help open up the chest, the shoulders, the armpits a little bit more. Let the thighs touch and walk the feet away from each other. So it's like your knees are resting against each other. And whatever arm is on top, switch arms if you're holding the elbows. Slowly turn your head left and right. Soften your jaw. Take a big breath in and hold it for 3 counts. Open the mouth, let it go. Exhale, release your arms, release your body. And just kind of wiggle yourself into Shavasana. What feels nice for you? Please stuff a pillow or blocks underneath the knees if the back's feeling tight. Make this Shavasana the most supportive, compassionate Shavasana for your body. And coming back to your center, feeling into where is your center located in your body. This expansive, vast, ocean-like place. So deep. And resting in this depth, knowing that any waves on the top of this ocean, they just come and go out of this depth. Waves of thought, worries, sensations, feelings, joys, everything comes and goes. But stay centered in the depth of your being. If you can stay longer in Shavasana, please do. If you need to move on with the rest of your day, begin to wiggle your fingers, toes, wiggling different parts of your body until you kind of wiggle into a big morning stretch. Eventually drawing the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug of gratitude for taking this time for yourself today. And then roll to one side. Use the strength of your arms to bring yourself to a comfortable seat. We'll bring our palms together in front of our heart. If you'd like to dedicate the benefits of your practice to someone special or someone, see their face clearly. And then we'll send out this kindness with an exhale. Take a big breath in. Send it out. See them feeling good, smiling. Thank you so much for your practice today. Namaste.